Today we're going to be reading Esio Trot by Ronald Dahl. Part 1. Introducing Alfie. Miss Hoppy, Miss Silver, the pet shop owner, and the tortoise capture. Chew clover and wait. Mr. Hoppy lived in a tall concrete building. He lived alone. He had always been a lonely man, and now that he was retired, he was more lonely than ever. There were two loves in Mr. Hoppy's world in life. One was the flowers he grew on his in pots and tubes and baskets. And in the summer, what balconies suddenly became a riot of color. Mr. Hoppy's second love was with a secret he kept entirely to himself. The balcony immediately below Mrs. Hoppy's jutted out a good bit further from the building than his own. So Mr. Hoppy always had a fine view of what was going on down there. This balcony belonged to an attractive middle-aged lady named Mrs. Silver. Mrs. Silver was a widow who also lived alone. And although she didn't know it, she was the object of Mr. Hoppy's secret love. He had loved her from his balcony for many years, but he was a very shy man, and never able to bring himself to give her the even smallest hint of his love. Every morning, Mr. Hoppy and Mrs. Silver exchanged polite conversation, and the one looking down from above, the other looking up. But that was far as it ever went. The distance between their balconies might not have been more than a few yards, but to Mr. Hoppy it seemed like a million miles. He wanted to invite Mrs. Silver up for a cup of tea and biscuit, but every time he was about to form the words on his lips, his courage failed, and as I said, he was a very shy man. If only he kept telling himself, if only he could do something tremendous like saving her life, or rescuing him from a game of armed thugs. If only he could perform something, a great feat that would make a hero in her eyes. If only. The trouble with Mrs. Silver was she gave all her love to somebody else. And that somebody was a small tortoise called Alfie. Every day when Mr. Hoppy looked over the balcony, he saw Mrs. Silver whispering endearments to Alfie and his heel. He felt absurdly jealous, and he wouldn't even have minded becoming a tortoise if it meant Mrs. Silver strolling to sell each morning and whispering endearments to him. Alfie had been with Mrs. Silver for many years, and he lived on her balcony in the summer and winter. Planks had been placed around the sides of the balcony so that Alfie could walk without toppling over the edge. In one corner, there was a little house where Alfie would crawl into every night to keep warm. When the cold weather came in November, Mrs. Silver would fill Alfie's house with dry hay, and the tortoise would crawl in there and bury himself deep under the hay to go sleep for months on end without food or water. This is called hibernating in early spring. Alfie felt the warm weather through itself. He would wake up and crawl very slowly out of the house to the balcony. And Mrs. Silver would clasp her hands and joy out. Welcome back, my jolly one. Oh, how I have missed you. It was at times like these Mr. Hoppy was more than ever he could change places with Alfie and become a tortoise. Now him to his room bright morning in May, when something happened and changed his electrified Mr. Robbie's life. He was running over his balcony where, watching Mr. Silver serve Alfie's breakfast. "Here's the heart of lettuce for you, my Roman," he was saying. "The slice of fish with made over Christmas sorry." "Good morning," said Mr. Silver. Mr. Robbie said, "Alfie's looking well this much." "Isn't he gorgeous?" Mr. Silver said, looking up and beaming at him. "So I feel like this is time we wrap up this video for today. I wish I could go for a little bit longer, but we could only go for another 2 minutes, so I think this is where we should stop. Bye!